Shalom, and welcome back to Bnei Noach Academy, Thoughts on the Torah. Please remember to hit the like button, to subscribe, and most importantly, to share this insight and inspiration with friends and family. So, when you look in Exodus chapter 11, verse 8, God is telling Moses, he's telling him what to transmit, what to communicate to Pharaoh. Let him know that this is the end. Let him know that this is going to be the last plague. And then you are going to beg us to leave Egypt. But look at the verse, verse 8. It says, and your servants will all come down to us, to me, and beg us. They will bow to me and they will beg us to leave. Please leave. Now, really, indeed, what actually unfolded, in other words, what actually took place was that Pharaoh himself was the one who came to Moses. He came down looking for Moses. He bowed to Moses. He pleaded to Moses, begging him to take his people and leave Egypt. Because Pharaoh was also a firstborn, and he was so scared that he himself will die. But that was actual prophecy. So why is it that in the deliverance of the prophecy, God tells Moses to tell him, and all your servants will come and bow to me and beg me to leave? The sages of the Talmud explain that the reason for it is because of respect. At the end of the day, Pharaoh, even though he was wicked, even though he was in the wrong, but he was still a king. He was a leader of a nation. And as such, he was due some respect, some honor. And therefore, God, so to speak, diverts his words. He uses a euphemism. Instead of saying, you will come, which is basically belittling his status as king, because kings don't come to beg. Kings don't come to bow to others. They are bowed to. Instead of using that, he says, your servants will come. Your servants shall bow to me. This is a very important lesson. And I think especially for the environment we live in. Sadly, and too often we find that people who disagree with each other, and that's okay. We don't have to agree. We don't have to all agree to the same ideas. We don't have to have the same opinion. In fact, I think it's beneficial that when we have different ideas and when they come together, they produce a great end result. But the problem we have, especially nowadays, is that times people do not agree with the other, and they use that as a reason, to disrespect the other person. You could respectfully disrespect. And someone has a title, either somebody's a congressperson or a senator or a president or a mayor or a governor or a teacher, whoever it may be, a rabbi, a leader of a community, any position they may hold, they should be respected for that. And remember that when you respect them for their position, it's not just respecting the individual, it's respecting whom they represent. The people who voted in them, the people who hired them for that position, the people who elected them for that position. You cannot disrespect them, nor should you disrespect them. In fact, the true means of reaching, in other words, arriving to a good end result is only through respect. Remember, when you disrespect a person, they're not going to accept your opinion. They're not even going to listen to your opinion, let alone consider it as something that they should follow. So bottom line here is, even Pharaoh, who's been so wicked, God is teaching Moses, and through him, he's teaching all of us, never cease to give respect, even to your opponent.